everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched The Magicians. The episode was called Plan B. And in this episode, we know that Julia has to go and see another type of witch in order to exorcise the demigod fetus that is inside of her, brought forth from Renard. In order to do that, to pay this particular exorcist, they have to get $1 million, and the only way that they know how to do it is to rob a bank. And Elliot is actually in the everyday normal world via his dreams. And he has a device that allows Penny to actually hover, but it doesn't quite work to his benefit. Unfortunately, one of his feet touches the floor and he says, "Dang it! Dang it!" And they keep getting stopped by one of the guards. One of my favorite things is the little ball that Elliot rolls along the floor to distract to the other security guards, and I thought, I want one of those, because that was boss. I thought, oh yeah. I don't need a DJ, I don't need anything. That's just a party and a ball, and it has lights and everything. It'd be so awesome. Yeah, I am investing in one of those and patenting it, so don't steal that from me. If I could figure out just the implications and making it a reality, I would, but I'm not an engineer. I just have a creative mind that knows no limit, and I don't really know how to do. I could do drawings, and then I could have an electrician, and we'd have a whole team to actually put it together. But that's just my mind rambling on about things that I'd love to do, but I don't have the capacity to do, just because I'm limited in some aspects. This episode was decidedly darker. I noticed that the tone was definitely ominous. Penny's girlfriend comes back to the fray. I forget her name, I'm sorry. Thinking her name is Marjorie or something like that. I'm not for sure. It wasn't Margot. Margot is back with Elliot. Well, Elliot and Margot were high king and queen of Fillory, so why would they not be? They had enacted war on Loria. Of course, we know that from previous episode. It shows a decidedly more addled and disturbed Quentin than we're used to seeing, and of course he and Julia are stuck together, and I thought, this is troublesome. And Alice as a prisoner in his tattoo once caged the Keiko demon proves to be a little bit too much for him to handle. It seems like he's, ow, I got a gas pain. It seems like he's losing his mind, and it just is really quite sorrowful to see him go through all of this torment, and she just is so selfish in this form. She's not who she originally was, and she's kind of a bitch. Excuse my French, but there's no other way to say it. She's just a horrible entity in this form. But she continually belittles him and her friends, and of course they all come together except for Alice, who is in something entirely different now, to aid Julia's cause. And during the heist, one of the most impressive guards to the vault in and of itself, Elliot stops the attack, and he was wounded, and I thought, I almost yelled at my screen, because Elliot's one of my favorite characters, and I admire him, and I can relate to him. I don't know why I relate to Elliot on such a personal level. It's strange, but yeah, it's a very unusual thing, but it was a really good episode, and I seriously enjoyed it. I liked the creature that the woman had before. He was locked in a car trunk and he got out. The only reason that he was so useful is because around his presence, nobody could, they appeared invisible to everybody else. I forget what it was called. It was something I had never heard of before. It was a creature that the writer had developed, and unfortunately, the fetus inside of Julio was attracting evil entities or goblins that were invisible to everyone. And the only way that they knew that they were being attacked is all of a sudden, a hand would come out of nowhere and they would be levitating. And it couldn't breathe. Thought, well, yeah, that's pretty obviously that you're being attacked by an invisible entity of some sort. Yeah, this was a decidedly darker episode, and it shows a preview for episode to come. And I thought, oh, yeah, I have a feeling that the finale coming up will be explosive, and I'm hoping that there will be a season 3. There probably will be. I think they're trying to tie up the loose ends, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this season, even though it's decidedly more mature in tone and feel, and you get to see more topics that are not really discussed in television, like abortion and loss and death, suicide, that sort of thing. Just the implications of what power can do and who defines what's good and what's evil. It's all about perspective, and there are quite a few shades of gray here, and you really can't say in this world what really is. They're just labels. It's definitions. We put things into categories. We try to pigeonhole and we try to cloister things just because, oh, if we put a nice little sticker on it, we think, ah, I have control over it. Well, we'd see in this episode in particular that you can't control the realm of magic, and especially in Julia's case, you think, ooh, yeah, this is going to be bad. But I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. I've been working for 2 weeks. I got my paycheck. I'm going to get my paycheck. I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to say, hey, well, you got my funds on hold. Could you please lift the ban on my funds, please? As I do believe that whole the scenario, those shenanigans that the hacker and all that, it's done, it's over, so they can alleviate that and withdraw that, and I can put money in the bank. I want to start a savings account. I can't yet, but I will eventually, because I have nothing on my savings account now. It's just a checking account. Most recent turn of events, I am single, happily so. Not too long ago, I left eHarmony just because it wasn't working out. I'm on Zeusk and I Like You, and I'm trying to get my friends in Israel to be my wingman. I don't know if they got the idea, but I've been having dreams about someone I think is decidedly Jewish, but hope so. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I'm kind of leaning toward that way because I've always wanted to date someone Jewish, just because Jews are hot. Speaking out of personal experience, I know this to be a fact. Boy, that sounded narcissistic. Anywho, uh, uh, it was mutual. TTR dumped me. I was waiting. 6 years is way too freaking long to wait for someone. I should have left him a year ago. And I think he was thinking about it then, even when I was seeing other people, because he never was coming. And I wasn't really seeing other people. I was chatting with people online. I didn't really meet anyone. I was still single. I didn't really get a chance to talk to anybody. I had friends. I can have male friends. There wasn't anything between us. Of course, other people say, "Oh yeah, I just say he's just a friend." I just say, "Oh, please don't even bring that up to me because that's not even viable, and I'm not that type of girl, and you know better. So stop accusing me." But anyways, that whole thing with TTR. We left on a good note. I don't speak to him anymore. He's off my Facebook. I haven't really thought of him. I've been praying for him and his happiness because I feel like he deserves that. He does. And I know he'll get it at some point in time. Yeah. For a long time, I did think he was the right one for me because he understood me and he made me laugh. And he was a very spiritual person who could actually go beyond the realm of the everyday and had supernatural experiences. Yeah, a very, very, very fascinating person, and his mind was just absolutely sensational. So, he taught me a lot about myself, and I learned the only thing I didn't like about him is he was very controlling, and hopefully this doesn't get me flamed, but a lot of I'm not saying all, but a lot of Arabic men are this way. Please don't hurt me, but they think that when you are their girlfriend that they own you, and be darned if somebody else just looks at you a certain way because they think, oh no, it's my property. Stop. Stand back, fool. She's mine. But no, it's just this way they are. I'm not a racist. I'm really not. I'm speaking from experience because this is not the first time it's happened to me, and it's about time I learned my lesson from that. So, no more Arab guys for me. Absolutely not. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, I've learned a lot about myself, and now I really don't have a whole lot more to say. I'm not doing bedtime stories anymore because that was for him. That wasn't for me. And I did enjoy doing it, but I'm not sure how much of a pull it has to this channel and whether people really enjoy it or not. It wasn't for my edification. It just was something that I did because I was doing it for him. So I'm sorry, that's something I'm just no longer doing. I'm going to do things that I enjoy doing, like my reviews and my parodies and songs and etc. But no more bedtime stories. That's just that's part of the past. That's part of what was special between us. So it's gone. Sorry. I mean, I hate to do that, but it'll help me heal. The less I have of him, the better. I don't really have that much else to say. I'm gonna move into another place, hopefully a house, not an apartment, because I talked to a friend of mine and he said that's not a good idea. You're gonna absolutely hate it if you move into an apartment. And I thought for a minute, you know what? He's absolutely correct because, like he said, just some crazy neighbor of yours will wake up at 3 a.m. and you hear, think, ooh, ooh, ooh. Turn on the bed. Yeah, I'll probably hear that in the morning. Yeah, if I hear that in the morning, I'm like, stop that! Keep it down! Turn the music off! Like, why are you? Are you some kind of old fuddy-duddy who doesn't like our type of music? No, it's not that I don't like your type of music. I just want you to turn it down so I can sleep. Oh, by the way, it was almost time for me to wake up anyway. Curses! But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, Twitter.